Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 1 of my modded Factorio playthrough with Angel Bobs on version 1.1. I'm excited to get back into Factorio, so let's get to it. I've got lots of mods, but probably just cover them when they become relevant. So let's make a new game, free play. And I've been testing the various map generation settings, so this should work pretty well. It's kind of cheaty, but we could just do the generate the preview of the map to see what it's like. Man, that's going slow. I'm trying to do this in 4K, and I want to build a new computer, but anybody that's tried in 2020 and now 2021, you can't get new computer parts without overpaying. So I'm still on my old computer, so let's see if it can handle 4K. Yeah. So I created some settings here where I don't really like to keep building new mining bases all over the place. I like to build a mining base and just have it produce resources for a long time. So basically what I've set is most of the resources are very rare. So they only show up the like that 17% of the time. There it goes. It's just slow. But they're 400 times as dense. And actually it's even more than that because I'm using Prospector, which makes the patches even deeper than they would be, but it requires research and scanning to access them. So these patches are going to be relatively compact, but they're going to have a lot of resources. And as far as their size is normal, but they're dense. And the infinite stuff, I just have the standard size for that. And you see there's lots of new resource types. The name of the mod escapes me already. I'll remember it later, maybe in the bottom subtitle. But it's a mod that adds a bunch of new angels type of resources to make the game a little more interesting, because previously there'd just be the 6 angel ores, and you'd find them and then you'd set up your processing and then you'd have it. But here there's a lot of very rare and random stuff like Progalena, and most of this stuff is even rarer than the standard angel ores. So basically it just makes each game feel a little different based on the resources that just so happen to spawn near you at the beginning. At the end you'll have access to everything you need. But yeah, and you see I have lots of water coverage just because I like using water for natural walls and to give landfill a use. A little bit extra trees. And standard generation here. No cliffs because cliffs are dumb. Not a fan. And a slight bias towards not desert, so like grass and stuff. As far as enemy, I increase the size of the starting area a bit so biters won't be like right next to our base. I believe Rampant and Natural Evolution kind of handle these enemy expansion things, so these are just set to minimum because I believe they take over. But I do have it set to the cooldowns at the maximum time, just because Angel Bob's playthroughs take hundreds if not thousands of hours to get through, so I need to slow down the rate of fighters expansion to the bare minimum there. And even the evolution. No time factor, no pollution factor, only destroying nests will slightly tick the evolution forward. And standard stuff here. Nothing's really changed. So, it looks pretty good, so let's go for it. I did do a quick test of this map just to make sure it looked alright. As far as the initial ores and all of that. Explosions. Okay. I don't know if it's showing up on the video, but I'm getting some like interlace, or not interlace, but like VSync errors up here. I think it's really annoying, so hopefully you don't see it. It's still there. Ugh. don't know. It's really glitchy. I want to make sure that's not showing up. Let's turn off VSync. Ooh, that's even worse. This computer is older, so it's still running on Windows 7, which is not the most reliable as far as various graphics settings. But let me check the video recording real quick just to make sure that problem isn't there. Alright, I've confirmed that it's not in the video recording, so you probably haven't seen it. It's just making it look like I'm going crazy. I think it's a G-Sync, V-Sync issue with my monitor or something along those lines, but since it's not in the video recording, we can keep going and I'll deal with it later. So we've got some patches. It spawns doubles for some reason. I don't know if it's supposed to or if that's just how it works, but we've got our standard 4 patches: stereotyte, sapphirite, botmodium, rubite, and then the coal. And I got rid of the ore spawns. And my inventory is empty because I like to start with nothing. So first thing we need to do is chop up 20 pieces of sapphirite. Man, it goes so much faster than it did last time. 19 and 20. So the reason why we need sapphirite is we need to get some iron ore. But you have to process it first. You can't just put it into a smelter. So when you take sapphirite, or any ore really, the first stage of processing in Angels is to crush it. And you'll get some crushed stone as a result. And interestingly enough, it's the crushed stone that we're here for, not necessarily the sapphirite. Where's the coal? Some down here. Is there some up there as well? That might actually be a little bit more convenient. You see, it takes a long time to do that by hand, so we'll definitely want to get some machines for that. And 10 pieces ought to be good. Okay. So we can get these stock stone by taking 2 crushed stones and turning them into 1 in regular stone. And in doing so, we can now afford a stone furnace. Which is why we needed 20 pieces. So we put that down. And we can go into the casting here for Angels to see what the recipes are. So to smelt iron directly from crushed sapphirite, it's a 3-to-2 ratio, so 66% efficiency. So not very good, but that's what we have to start with. Then goes the coal and the sapphirite. You see how it does it 3 at a time. And while we're waiting, I can set this up real quick. Time of day, time played, nearby pollution. Get rid of that. Get that. And no rounding. Oh, it's about to be nighttime. So one thing I've adjusted is with the clockwork mod, I've set it so the days are much more realistic than they were previously. Let's see, I wrote down the exact time, but I think the sun will start going down at 5:30 p.m. and then be totally down by 6:30, and then in the morning, I think it's like 5:30 when it starts coming up. Let's see, yeah, 5:30 is when dusk starts. And it's only going to last an hour. So unlike the stock game where most night is actually the sun setting and coming back up, and it's very small percentage of the day is actually completely dark. In this one, literally 50% of the day is going to be black, and by black I mean pitch black. And clockwork makes it so nighttime is completely dark and you can't see anything without lights. And since the day already started at noon, we're about to be there. Okay, so we have our 12 iron plates. We need to build a burner mining drill, which requires... They used to be called motors, and now they're single-cylinder engines, which makes a lot more sense. Which just requires iron and a gear wheel. So, 7 plates, which we need, but AAI Industries, besides adding those motors, also requires just about every building or machine requires bricks. So you're going to need a lot of bricks for AAI. And we need 4. which is going to be a lot of pieces of stone. But since we don't actually need more iron immediately, we can just save some time by beating on some rocks here, and we'll get some coal to go with it, so we don't have to mine the coal. If we actually get some. There's not a whole lot of rocks around here. Probably should hurry up and hit all these because the sun's about to start going down. And you're going to see it's very fast because I've set it to be perfectly balanced and realistic for, and there it goes, a site that's on the equator or close to it, since there's no seasons in Factorio. And I haven't done any mods for that. So it only takes about an hour and 20 minutes to go from completely light to completely dark. And then it's going to be not YouTube friendly with black screen for a while. But that'll be changed once we get access to lights. And also, the mod adds flares, which are kind of cool. So we'll be able to build some of those in a bit. But with that, we can build another stone furnace. Boom. Put some coal in. Have that thing start pumping out bricks. That's a very fast sun setting. So the days also are longer, or set to be longer than standard Factorio. I have it set to exactly 30-minute, 24-hour periods, which is a multiplier of 4.321. Exactly. And nighttime. You see? Look how YouTube friendly this is. Isn't it so interesting? But, well, now we have 15 minutes of this before the sun comes up. So let's see. Bricks. I guess I'll zoom in super close like this so you can actually see something. Hopefully you're enjoying the 4K. I didn't expect Factorio to actually look nice in 4K, but it really does. I was kind of shocked. So that's why I decided to record this series here. Because I'm enjoying my monitor. My new monitor I got. Okay. Let's get a mining drill. And we need a tree. No, it's too dark. Wait, there were trees over here. One advantage though when it's nighttime is like the actual burner glow is really neat. Makes you appreciate the tiny bit of light pollution, so you actually know where stuff is. Okay. Because we want a wooden chest. Let's populate our toolbar here. And boom. Let's fill it up with 20. Actually, is even distribution going to work? No. I thought I was going to only put like 20 in, but I guess I don't understand completely how it works. Okay. Well, that makes things a little easier. We still have to crush by hand. But we can save a bunch of time by building a burner or crusher. And it's much faster. And the recipe is exactly the same as a burner miner. So we just need a few more iron plates here. Plop it right there. Set it for sapphire. Much faster. And that's the basic setup here for mining iron. Or producing iron, I guess, through sapphire. And hand picking up and dropping everything. Who needs inserters? We have our hands. It would be nice to build another burner drill here. Because we're going to start running out of coal. Got to get it started. I try to have about 20 pieces of coal in the burner miners and like 10 in everything else while I'm doing hand inserting anyway. Okay. Good enough for now. I'm not going to worry about any of this crushed stone for now. We will deal with it later. Okay. So what's next here? I mean, there's lots of little things we can build and whatnot. But we do basically want to start on research. And AI Industries adds these burner science, basically, and also cuts off a lot of the things we're used to. So we can't even do any assembly until we research basic automation, and they're going to be burner assemblers. I don't even know if stock game has burner assemblers. Shows you how long I've played. So if it does have burner assemblers, I'm sorry for being naive, but I haven't played stock in years, so I have no idea what it still has. But we want this, mainly for the inserters. But the assembly machine will help too as far as dealing with the stone. So we'll start it, not that we can do anything with it. But we need to build a burner lab, which requires copper and a bunch of engines. The experiments themselves are kind of interesting. They're based on crushed sapphirite, wood, and stone. So, yeah. Let's get... Oops. Another one of these built. Except for copper. So we need a burner miner drill, a stone furnace, a crusher, and a box. Let's grab some coal, which we need quite a bit of. 40 pieces, I think. Okay. Guess we could build on either of these patches, but since we're standing right here, let's just build it on this one. There we go. The process is going to be a little slow, because it's slower to mine the stereotype. Mining, yeah, see it says mining time 150%, which I believe does not apply to coal. The recipe for making copper is the same. The 3-to-2 ratio. This is not the case for making lead or tin, which it's 3-to-1, so that's real bad. But it's not too bad for copper and iron. How much of that do we actually need? 10 plates in total. It's 1 o'clock, a little bit past halfway through the night. It's still going. Okay. Ah, grab it. Okay, now we just need a ton of iron plates. Which we're almost there. We'll worry about increasing the production of all of this once we actually have inserters to handle all of that. Actually, probably wanted to try to build some of these science packs. We need a total of 10. And each one of these recipes makes 4. It's kind of weird. Alright, so we need some more wood. Okay. That's going to take a little while to build. And boom. And of course it's a burner like everything else, so in goes the coal. And the science experiments. It's just burning the science. I like that glow it's got. It's pretty neat. Especially at night. Still sounds like sparks, though. It's a bit of a routine here. Filling things up, taking stuff out, putting stuff in, etc., etc. Okay, if we're done, we've got our inserters and our assembler machines. And that's the end of this episode. On the next one, we'll implement some of those technologies and have a tiny bit of automation going. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.